And if at any point you have any questions, please make sure that you enter them into the chat. We will try to answer questions all at the end. Thank you. All right, the time is 5:05. I want to respect everyone's time. Let's go ahead and get started with our presentation for today. Once again, my name is Mr. Fernandez. For those of you who are not familiar with me, or if I have not met any of you, my name is Mr. Fernandez. I am I'm one of the fifth grade teachers for the neighborhood. This will be my second time attending Pali Camp, but not anywhere near my first time to attending camps. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So Peli Camp, what to expect? So, school camp is coming up, and for many of you, it might be your first camp, or even your first night away from home. Now, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to miss your family. So now let's learn about how we can prepare to be courageous campers. Now, to start off with, this is the map of the campus. Um, it is located in the same mountain as Big Bear. It is close to Lake Arrowhead. We do take Highway 118, and it also borders Running Springs. So this is it is a gated campus, meaning that as you are driving up through Highway 18, you do have to enter through a secured gate, which has 24/7 security. And upon entering, you make your way down the Pali Road into where our children will be dropped off. So this is an overview of the entire campus. As you can see, everything is pretty close in proximity. Um, this is where typically our students will be staying at. This is their dorms. Right across, we have, for example, the Huckleberry Hall, which is where we will be dining, as well as participating in a few other activities. We have a couple. There's also, for example, the lodge. The lodge is where the staff will be staying, so we are in close proximity to the students at all times. We have our wellness center, which houses our Pali Camp's medical staff, as well as many other recreational areas. So everything is in close proximity to each other. Now, probably wondering, what is my child going to be doing while attending this trip? So this is a sample trip timeline of the entire weekend. So typically on the first day, which is going to be Friday when we are leaving, we will be arriving around 11 a.m. if everything goes well. So for at the beginning of the camp, we have introductions done by the Pali Camp counselors, followed by our first dining experience, which is going to be lunch. After we have lunch, we are going to have an afternoon session where students right away become engaged in whatever activity we have scheduled for the day, followed by another break, followed by another afternoon session, followed by another dining experience as well. And then last but not least, and then finally, we get to cabin time. This is where the students are going to be able to relax and be able to just rest from all the sessions earlier on in the day. Afterwards, we end with a evening session where it's kind of like a powwow. We discuss what we learned in that day. We share any new experiences, and just any aha moments, and answer any questions that we may or may not have. And then after our evening session, they return to their cabinets where they're given the ability to, for example, take a shower, hang out with their friends, and just get ready for bed. And then lights out is at 10 o'clock. And typically, students do go to sleep by 10 o'clock just because they've had a very engaging, active day. In our second day, we also, it's very similar to our first day. However, we do have, for example, three dining times, such as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And once again, it's very similar to the previous day, where they will have several sessions, followed by a dining experience, followed by a break, and then we ended off with a powwow. And then on the last day, once again, we continue on with a breakfast, a final breakfast, where we're also able to see a school video that is recorded for our school. We do have Pali Camp staff who record children participating in the activities, and they typically create a collage or a video collage of their experience where which they then share with us, and which we then will share with families. And then we will be loading the buses around 10:45 and departing to school. So we should expect to be back at school around 1 p.m. on Sunday if everything goes well. Around 1 p.m., 1:30. Now, this is what the dining experience looks like. I will play the video in a few minutes. This is the Huckleberry Hall. So everything is buffet style, so children have several options in terms of what they want to eat. There is vegetarian options if you do elect to eat those meals. But everything is fully enclosed. We have, depending on the time of the year, we should have a couple of other schools also attending, and so they'll all be able to intermingle with each other. They also do provide seconds and even thirds if your child has a really big appetite, which a lot of our children do. It's really rare that any child goes to sleep hungry. Everyone is usually just for the most part, your children are going to be well fed throughout this camp experience.
And also in between activities, they do have snacks there like fruit and granola bars in between classes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we're also able to stop by, for example, the cafeteria and pick up any snacks. And then there are water stations all throughout the campus as well, and it is filtered water. So your children are able to take for example, their canteen or their hydro packs, whatever they like. That way they can continuously refill their waters. Now, yesterday, Ms. Yick sent home a couple of packets. These are LUC required forms, medical forms per se, that are required in the event that your child has a medical prescription, or if they want to take, for example, any over-the-counter medications such as, vitamins. It could be anything.
Zyrtec, any over-the-counter allergy medicines like Zyrtec, Allegra, Claritin, or like if they have Motrin for
Advil,
headaches or something.
Yeah, Advil. Anything that is over the counter must also have a medical form attached to it, and it should have been labeled OTC on your form. If you have any questions, we will be holding another parent workshop where we're specifically going to focus on just the paperwork, and that information will be coming soon. So once again, if you have any questions regarding the paperwork, please don't hesitate to message us on Class Dojo. But it's imperative that these forms be filled out. If your child, does have prescribed medication, or if they have any over-the-counter medication which they potentially might have. Now, Pali Camp will also be sending over digital forms, which all families must fill out. It's imperative that we get these forms in a timely manner just to ensure that your child is able to participate fully in all the activities. If you're unable to fill out the forms, we won't be able to proceed with your child attending. So once again, if you have for example, any errors in any of your documents, or if you're experiencing any technical difficulties, please don't hesitate to contact us. Let us know. That way we can see on our end what we can do, and also contact Camp Pali uh, in the event that you're not able to access some part of your application or in case it's giving you an error. For the most part, it will tell you when you are missing any information. You're not able to proceed or even submit the application if you have certain information that's missing. Now, the packing list. So this is the packing list for our 3 day trip. Now, it's typically recommended that children, campers, bring with them a water bottle, a sleeping bag, a pillow, your undergarments, long pants, sneakers, t-shirts, just your typical stuff that you would normally take to camp. If you're unfamiliar with camping, we do have this. We will have this packing list available for you. Sunscreen. It is going to be in. While we don't anticipating it being very warm, we still want to make sure that children wear sunscreen during those times. If your child would like to benefit from glasses, you're also able to send those over. Any special toiletries that he or she might want, and a backpack. It's recommended that that the campers take a backpack just to be able to house some of these things in the event that they want to take them from place to place. And then optional is money for the camp store. They do have a campus store where they're able to purchase Pali merch as well as other snacks or any souvenirs that they would like to take back home. Um, Now, since we are
Um,
going in March,
uh,
we do expect it to be. Oh, sorry, Mister. Did you want to add
I
something
was
on?
going to say on the list, it doesn't have insect repellent. I would strongly suggest maybe sending some insect repellent too, because we never know. And I don't see that on the list.
Last year we attended the camp around April. Weather was fair. I mean, it did get cold at night, but not extremely cold. It was manageable just with a small windbreaker. However, we are going to be attending in March. It is going to be a bit colder. We don't know exactly what the temperature will be. There might be snow, which is going to be an even more enjoyable experience, as many of our students have never experienced the snow before in their lives. Just to be safe, I would start thinking about what clothes they are going to be wearing. You want to make sure that you have the appropriate clothes in the event that that there is snow, or in the event that it's for the most part pretty cold. So it is recommended that students have a beanie or waterproof gloves, that they have a waterproof rain/snow jacket, that they have wool socks and extra socks, that they have waterproof snow boots, long underwear, and snowproof snow/rain pants. Now, I know that it says we have there's a lot of snowproof equipment here that's listed. That it is what is recommended. If you don't have any of these items, you can get by. Your child will be more comfortable if they do have some of these items. However, we don't anticipate them, you know, playing in the snow for long periods of time. There are very few breaks throughout the day where they're able to, be with their camp counselor and experience the wilderness, besides being out and doing their activities. But in the event that your child does get, for example, wet from the snow, if there is snow, we can always, with another counselor, walk them back to their dorm, or with the entire group, to make sure that they are able to change their clothes. So as the date approaches, we will let you know approximately how the weather might be. That way you can start planning ahead. Now, there are a few prohibited items whenever attending camps. First and foremost, we want to make sure that students don't take any flammable items such as aerosol products or anything that's compact, such as, for example, those deodorant spray cans. Food and candy. While students will be sleeping in dorms that are inside structures, we still want to make sure that we don't take any food or candy from home. We have more than enough food at Pali Camp. that will suit their needs. Electronic devices, we want to. That's one of the first things that we mentioned in our previous meeting. We want to make sure that cell phones are kept at home. That also includes reading tablets, such as the Kimballs or those Amazon reading tablets. So for the most part, all electronic devices should be kept at home. That also includes weapons and any valuable keepsakes. So, for example, I know any family heirlooms. We want to make sure that they're kept at home. We would hate for students to misplace them or even damage them while on this trip. And once again, any non-registered medication. Make sure that any medication, even if it's over the counter, is registered through the LUSD forms or through the Pali forms. Now, with all camps, we want camp to be an enjoyable experience. We want everyone to have fun. However, Pali does have a discipline. They do have a behavior and disciplinary guidelines. These forms are available on the Pali website. We will also make them available in the classroom dojo, just in case you want to oversee them. But they do have a three-strike policy. Generally, the first strike is if here, and here are some minor violations that could result in a strike. Name calling, excessive teasing, and bullying, any wandering without permission, repeatedly disrupting activities, using foul language, refusal to cooperate with safety rules. Last year, we were very fortunate to not have any violations. For the most part, all the students enjoyed every single student enjoyed the camp experience. But before we attend, we want to make sure that our students are aware of their behavior and the potential consequences. So typically, a first strike is just it's a conversation with myself and the counselor. It could involve a call home as well. Now, a second strike. Second strikes tend to be a bit, a bit more major. These can result from, for example, students bringing cell phones that they were managed to, for example, sneak in, or it's intending to cause physical harm or endanger someone else. These could result in in being sent home. However, we've never experienced anyone getting to this point. Second strike will warrant a call home, where you will be able to talk to your child and just help and guide them. And then a third strike is where child will be sent home. Now, there are situations where an automatic strike can be given, and that is in the event and here are some of the examples that Pali lists. Pulling a fire alarm, dialing 911, fighting, hitting, punching, or injuring another student, and utilizing any racial or hazing epithets. So if a student presents any danger such as this, they can be given a third strike automatically. But for the most part, we counselors are with them, and we're with them throughout the day. I know our Malnok students, and I know they're going to do a great job while we're there. Now, this is the part where we answer any questions that you may or may not have regarding the camping experience. Now, I did have a question from Satish. Satish did ask if these forms will be shared on Class Dojo. Yes, I will share all of these forms on Class Dojo. The LUC forms were sent home yesterday. Please make sure you check your child's backpack to see if they have them inside. In terms of the Pali count forms, those will be sent about 4 weeks before we actually attend Pali. As Pali should notify us when those forms do go out, and which we will then remind you all as well. Once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat bar. I will allow you to unmute yourself as well in the event that you want to come off of mute and ask the question as well.
Hello. So like we stay on the medical paper part where it says all the medications that they can bring. Are you guys gonna provide that for them, or do we have to bring it?
So yes, for the
On the first page right there.
that's one right. Okay, so yes. So for example, if your child is prescribed medication, they will we will take it from the school where it is currently housed, and we will then hand it over to the Pali Camp medical team, where they will be in charge of it throughout the entire camp, which will then we will then also collect once we leave. So the event that your child needs to take any medication, we will automatically refer them to the. We will automatically take them over to the medical tent.
Mr. Fernandez is Mr. Hook. Maybe the parent was asking about OTC medication.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, let's maybe go over that if the parents are providing that.
So yes, the OTC will also need to be given to the medical tent as well, to the medical team, where they will write, for example, schedule when they need to take it and if they need to take it. Our cabins are located right across the medical tents, I want to say minute walking distance. And the medical team does a really great job of contacting the counselors or myself to notify or Miss Yik and letting them know that they have like a scheduled medication coming up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
But I have one more question. Let's say if my child doesn't need any form of medication, no adjustment, nothing. Do we still sign the top of the paper? The first page.
No, just because you're not requesting that any medication be provided to the camp counselors. But we will need you to fill out the field trip personal health and history form, which is the form in the center.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And once again, if you have any questions regarding the payment plans, please don't hesitate to contact me or Ms. Yik. That way we can discuss other options and whatnot. We want to make sure that every child is able to attend the camp.
Mr. Fernandez, I have one question. How many days we have it to return the forms for the medicines? Because it's taking like 1 or 2 weeks for the doctor to fill it out.
It's okay. We sent them out early so that you could go to the doctor and have them signed. So just as soon as possible. We are going in March, so we still have at least 40 days. I think Monday is 40 days out. So we still have time for you to go to the doctors and get it. And then I'm going to ask, I see in the chat, is there a new parent in here who wants to go?
I believe one of the questions that we have here is their question is if other adults in the community will have access to the students in the camp, and if they're in a separate part of the camp. So typically, Pali Institute is only open to schools or other like the part that we're in is it's only open to students from other schools.
Yeah, we are separated from anybody else. Mm-hmm. The only adults that we see are staff members.
Yes, and as I mentioned, it is a closed community. You must check in through the security gate before you're even able to enter the campus. We are in a mountain, however, it is enclosed in a gate, and there is security cameras throughout the campus that are actively monitoring the students. And there is Wi-Fi throughout the campus as well, where they're able to, for example, communicate with us if need be. And in regards to the sleeping arrangements, there are staff present 24/7 there with children in the event that they need someone. And our phones are on in the event that camp counselors need our assistance. But for the most part, there is more than enough staff at Pali to help with supervision of your children. And yes, we will be posting updates and pictures throughout our camp experience. We will try our best to post them at the end of each night. However, service isn't the greatest up there, and it's typically once we get back to our own dorm rooms where we have the best signal to be able to upload everything all at the same time. So yes, we will be updating you with all of our activities that we'll be doing. And the video that Camp Pali records and creates will also be shared with you at the end of our camp experience. Once again, any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Now is the time.
Hi, I have one question.
Yes.
Hi, it's Malcolm's mom.
Hi.
And maybe you covered this. I apologize. I was a little bit late. Are the children able to bring like sound machines or like earplugs if they're light sleepers?
Earplugs, yes. Sound machines.
Say no on sound machines.
Mhm.
Okay.
And they're going to be so tired that they're knocked out.
That's my hope for you.
Oh, no. They will be with there's counselors there, and they are so tired by the time we get back that they will knock out.
Awesome. Thanks for confirming. I'll make sure it's not packed. Appreciate it.
Yes, and all the camps that
Anytime.
we attended last year, it was rare to hear that students were up past 10:30. They were asleep. And it's a very active and engaging day. They're going to have a blast, and they're going to want to go to sleep early to be able to experience the following day sooner. And this is just a preview of Camp Life. Last year we did attend an archery class where students learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. We did have a forensics and science class where students used evidence and clues to determine who was the perpetrator in a crime. We learned about orienteering. We followed directions and guides to get from one place to another place using a compass. Many of our students, every single student at camp, somehow found a walking stick. A walking stick I don't know what to say regarding the walking sticks, but every single child wants to have a walking stick throughout the entire day. Here, students are getting ready for a night hike. They're also giving an explanation of how animals survive out in the wild during the night. And this is a few of our campers in their dorm rooms. And we also have a couple students who were getting ready for the zipline experience.
I think my phone was turned off.
Did have a question?
Mr. Fernandez, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
It's Has McNaddic's mom. Did you go over how big the suitcase can be? I think it's better maybe we pack like one suitcase versus a couple of smaller ones, or is there like a limit on the size?
I would say just pack one suitcase because they're going to have to carry it.
And they need a sleeping bag, right? Like they did at
Yeah. So what I did last year is we packed a suitcase or a duffel bag, and then we put this sleeping bag in a different bag.
Okay.
And then like the sleeping bag with a pillow in a different bag, like you can get like a drawstring bag or something. And then we did have them bring backpacks. They can carry their water bottles when we go on hikes and put their sweatshirt in there when they get hot.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, I would say if you can pack light. We don't, we don't want anyone going out and buying brand new camping gear, going out and buying top of the line materials. A lot of the if you do have camping supplies, a lot of that will work perfectly. I do recommend that if you do have a sleeping bag, that you do take one. Well, that your students take one, as it is pretty compact. It's easy to put away. It's easy to take care of. In regards to bags, we want to make sure that everything fits into a suitcase. Just as Ms. Yick said, they are going to be carrying it. Now, in regards to the backpack situation, if students do wish to, for example, carry like their water bottle or maybe one of their belongings with them throughout the events, it is recommended that students, for example, use a camelback. These are fairly inexpensive. You can purchase these at Walmart, Target, any major store. You can get them as low as $10, $15, and it allows students to carry a water around without it just being overly bulging, and carry any supplies that they might need for the day. But they really won't need much throughout the day.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez, I see in the chat they asked about regarding money for the camp store. There are two ways that you can buy stuff at the camp store. You can purchase gift cards through their website. Once we get everybody's roster, we get our roster set, there's a link and you can purchase gift cards, or you can purchase items for them and then they can pick them up when we get there. Or you can send cash. We also, we bought sweatshirts last year that had our name on it. So I will send out more information about that once we get it after we registered our roster.
And if we, in terms of what's available in the store, it's going to be a lot of Camp Pali merch. You're going to have shirts that say Pali Adventure, Pali Institute. There's a couple of sweaters as well. There's hats, there's beanies, there's a couple of stickers as well. There's a couple of souvenirs such as jewelry or Pali Institute rocks. In terms of snacks, I'm not sure. I don't believe they have any. They might have a few minor snacks. I don't think it's anything major. For the most part, everything that your child can and will need, will be provided to them through the dining experience. But in the event that we're able to find a link in case you want to pre-order ahead, we will provide that for you. That's something that we will check in with Pali in regards.
I believe there's a question about your dorm situation and students picking who they stay with.
We have to set the roster first. We don't know how many cabins we have, so we will not be able to answer that question until we know how many cabins. Last year we had 3. Did we have 3, Mr. Fernandez, or did we have 4?
We had 4 cabins.
So we have to wait and see what is available because the cabins are large. So we won't know until then. We usually pair up kids. We have them give us their suggestions. We try to pair them up with at least one person that they suggest.
Yes, and so we will try our best to accommodate all students, but it's also great for students to intermingle and make new friends.
Once we get okay, so parents, once we get our roster set, Pali will email you guys with a link for you to fill out their forms. So like Mr. Fernandez said, in the event that you need some help with that, we can help you. We were thinking about having a parent meeting in person so that we can help parents if they need help on filling out the forms, because I did find out if you don't answer every question, it will not submit.
Yes, and it could be something that you easily can overlook. That was the issue last year. Parents forgot to, for example, check off one box, and that prevented them from filling out the entire application. So once again, yeah, please make sure that you don't hesitate to ask. Pali systems allow them to show to see exactly where what information is missing in the event that you're not able to see it on your end. So once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask regarding the applications or any of the forms that to fill out. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I will call this meeting to an end. Before we do, I want to say thank you for being here, and I hope you're as excited as I am for your child to experience this camping experience. My first camping experience was also at this age, and it was a very memorable one. I go camping at least once every month. I'm an avid camper. I was an Eagle Scout growing up. And it's going to be such a great experience for them. They're going to develop skills that such as leadership skills that they've never potentially had the ability to, partake in. They're going to just come back, just seeing just the world, as a different place. They're going to come back more mature, hopefully, and so it's a great experience. And I thank you all for allowing your children to partake in this opportunity. So if there are no more questions, once again, I will call this meeting to an end. If there's anything that you forgot to ask, but you remember it later, please send it on Class Dojo. All right, well, thank you, parents. Have a great night, and I will see all your children tomorrow.